I just had to take a sip. This is your girl Madam X with Frequency Real Radio, and I'm here to do a guided reading, advice reading for the sign of Cancer. Hey Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, or if you have any other planets, meaningful planets in Cancer, or you have some heavy Cancer energy. So if you have a stellium in Cancer, I would recommend listening to this. If you have a Venus in Cancer and you kind of want to know what's going on there, I would recommend listening to this. Any planet, even if you're ruler, well, that would be your moon, so you would be listening to this. But, you know, if you have a planet that kind of dominates your chart and it ties back into Cancer in some way, I would listen to this. So it's been a minute. I told you guys I was going to try to get these on frequently. You know how that goes, so I won't even go over that whole spill. But I have been having some very interesting, exciting, and busy times. So I'm back with the Cancer reading. I did Gemini. I'm going to call Gemini's reading like the end of August reading. I did it a few weeks ago, but I'm going to go ahead and post it because I never did post Gemini. As you guys know, we have the eclipse coming up tomorrow. And by the way, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit while I'm shuffling decks. Today, I'll give you something special, Cancer, because I feel like we need it as all the signs need it. But I know Cancer really does. I'm going to use 5 decks. I'm using the Rider-Waite. I'm using the Romance deck. I'm using the Past Life deck. I'm using the Law of Attraction deck. And then I'm using the John Holland Psychic Tarot for the Heart deck. I'm doing like a mini Celtic cross with the Rider-Waite, which is usually what I do. Sometimes I may lay them different, but I don't have the 4 cards on the side, or the 5 cards on the side. I'm just doing the main cross spread, and then we'll take a look at what's on the bottom of the deck. Because I had so many decks to shuffle, I'm just bringing you on the end where I'm shuffling like the last 2 Law of Attraction deck and the Psychic Tarot for the Heart deck. And for the video, I'll try to find the cards and get them up there so you guys can see the cards, since I'm not on camera. And I do look to coming back to be on the camera soon. I want all my followers back and all my views back up for the videos. Need to be up in the thousands. I know I was before, but I know I've taken breaks. So I want you guys to come back and check it out, because we're going to be doing some different things. I'm going to start doing advice. So if you guys have a question or you really want some advice, you might not want to pay for a tarot reading. You might not want to do that. But let's start just some general advice. I'm always the person giving advice to everybody. Very, very good on relationship advice. So ladies, if you have a question regarding your relationships, your man, your family, your friends, and men the same. As you may know from watching my tarot videos, my insight is very, very on point. And I'm going to give you advice from a spiritual perspective, so really giving you some good advice to your questions. So you can either leave your questions down in the comments, or you can email me at the email address that will be listed in the description. So that'll be tarothelpnow@gmail.com, and then I'll make a video specifically asking your questions. So that'll be outside of the tarot readings. Those will just be question of the day, or advice questions, relationship questions, whatever I'm going to title that segment. I'm not sure just yet. So we'll do that to spice things up and to really help you guys when you have questions. I know a lot of times people they're not necessarily ready to get a reading, but they do have questions and they do want to know things, which is why you guys come and watch the videos. So let's get this little advice column going, because that seems to be the purpose that I serve in most people that I know's life. So anyway, guys, it's been quite busy. Just talking to you while I shuffle the cards. It's been quite busy. I've been traveling. I've been meeting some really, really amazing people who are in line with my destiny, in line with what I'm doing. I've been really on a personal journey to find my destiny and come, like I talked about. I had some people respond. I think it was on my Pisces videos. Shout out to everybody who responded on that Pisces video about just coming out of the 9-to-5 world, coming out of the mainstream, to just follow your destiny and the things that you're meant to do. So that's what I've been working on, guys. It's a long road. I'm not quite there yet, but I'll get there. So, you know, nothing to really worry about there. but it's just been a lot of work that goes into that. And I've been meeting some amazing people on this journey, people who are into the same things, really into their spirituality, the tarot readings, the guidance, just trying to find a higher purpose in life, that are tired of kind of living the day-to-day mundane things that we deal with and we go through in this world. So I've really gotten to meet some awesome people. And I did go and read up on some of my stones. Got some new sage, some new candles. Of course, I'm burning my candles for the eclipse and just getting into that little ritual. I've been burning my incense. I tried benzoin of Sumatra for the first time. That was really good last night. The way that kind of smoked and that hint of floral fragrance that gave off, it was really nice. And I think I'm gonna burn some frankincense tonight. So just trying to clear the energy, clear the house, really get ready for what the solar eclipse is gonna bring. For the Cancers that are watching, the solar eclipse is happening in Leo. Now for me, it's my third house because I have Cancer on my ascendant and in my first, so Leo it falls in my third house. And the degree that the eclipse, some of Leo was in my second house, but the degree that the eclipse is happening at, I believe, is 28 degrees. That falls in my third house. But for a lot of you Cancers, and I'll speak to it whether it's your second or your third, and tell you a little bit about what I've been going through. For a lot of you Cancers, it's going to be your second house. So you may really be going through some things with your self-identity, your worth, a lot of Venus and hard work and money equated things. The second house in the natural zodiac is Taurus. That rules, and Taurus is ruled by Venus. And Taurus is a sign that's about hard work, the day-to-day arduous labor. Also, I would say things about security, money, beauty, and even music. So you, and your finances. So you guys may really be getting some information or seeing things happen in regards to your job, your finances, and your security in your world, whether that comes to your house, property, things of that nature. So this eclipse, it either has already brought news to you. I noticed that you can definitely start hearing things and seeing things a few days leading up to the eclipse, and definitely you'll hear and you'll see things after the eclipse. And the solar eclipse, as they say, usually lasts, those effects can last up to 6 months. And I can really say they can go on because things that happen can go on for life. They can be life changing, cause you to go in other directions in life, and really, change your course, or call for you to either begin something new or to let go of something old. So that's how it'll affect you if it's in your second house. If it falls in your third house like it does mine, the third house is all about Mercury. It is all about those things having to do with Gemini, duality, mental processes, communication, and short distance travel. So you may be traveling. As I told you guys, I've had a lot of travel going on this month, and it's been exciting. It's been good stuff. And communication, and also, like I told you, I've been communicating with new people. You may hear communication that causes you to really close chapters forever or begin new things in a different mind frame, in a different perspective. And I am burning a Sagittarius candle just to put the fire under you, Cancer. I know Cancers can be in their inner worlds a lot. So just to put that fire under you, I'm burning a Sagittarius candle. I'm burning I'm burning a Lady of Fatima candle for any blessings, luck, anything you want to ask of the universe or of the gods so they can bring to you. And I'm also burning a blessings and a good luck incense. And these things really do have a lot of power when you believe, and when you really are grounded in your spirituality, and energy is everything. I mean, they can work miracles. So I'm really burning that for you. And I did pick up one of the more interesting things, and I think it's my first time having a piece, but I did pick up some labradorite. I think I'm pronouncing it right. If it's not labradorite, it's labradorite stones, and that thing is so powerful. It definitely brought me. I've always been intuitive. I would say I don't like to tell people I'm psychic. I don't really use those gifts for other people. Of course, I'm always there to help friends and family, but I usually use it for myself, and I've been honing those skills, but it has really boosted the clarity on some of the things that go on. So I'm really excited to have that here and have this energy here in a reading. So anyway, if it's in the third house, you guys may be getting communication, like I said, that closes you to kind of scrap something, totally put something out your mind, to totally forget it and go in another direction. Or it may be bringing you, like, I know we have some good aspects to Jupiter on this eclipse, so it could be bringing you some good energy, maybe good news that you want to hear, good communications. It could be regarding anything, your relationship, your jobs, and everything like that. Again, travel, also those things, and duality. You may find, if this eclipse is happening in your third house, if you have Cancer on the ascendant or another sign on the ascendant and something in the second house, and this happens to fall in your third house, you may find yourself dealing with those mental processes and that duality and a lot of data that is Gemini. So what you want to do is you just want to kind of slow down around the eclipse, take time to process things, and don't quickly react to anything. The thing that I'm really getting for Cancer, and I'm finishing up this last shuffle, the thing that I'm really getting for Cancer is to trust the universe, to trust the process. Regardless of what's going on right now, you may feel like that you can't trust whether what you're going through is good or bad, but I'm telling you, trust the universe, trust the process. Karma is real, energy is real, so you guys have nothing to worry about. So I have all of the cards laid. I'm going to go ahead and start turning the cards over. I have 2 cards that I can see that turned over, because I usually don't take flyaways out of the deck, but that's just how these cards ended up. So I did turn one over from the romance deck and from my law of attraction deck that has the words on both sides, so I can really see what that is. And I might give you a bonus from the law of attraction, the next card that's kind of sitting on top, and it really speaks to what I said. And I had this message in my head before I've been looking at these cards. But trust the process, trust the universe. And the second card in the law of attraction deck is universe, and it's sitting right up looking at me. It's not the one I drew. It was the one right under the card I drew. But because I have the cards sitting on the table, it is such a beautiful blue card. I'll try to find it. That speaks to everything that I'm saying. Trust the universe, trust the process. Don't worry about anything. Follow your destiny and follow your goals, and karma works everything out in the long run. So let's go ahead and start turning the cards over. And I definitely will be watching the eclipse tomorrow. I have a very good near and dear friend who gave me a pair of eclipse goggles straight from NASA. So that's really, really cool, and I'm really excited about this whole eclipse thing tomorrow and to see what it brings. And my North Node is also in Leo at about 25 degrees. So trust me, there's been a lot of personal transformation and growth that has gone on for me, which I feel is when I talked about on that Pisces video. Let's just all collectively leave our 9-to-5s. That's really what life is about, your personal evolution, discovering who you are on a soul level and doing the work that you came to this world to do. So with that said, let's go ahead and turn the cards over, Cancer. I'm turning them over. Ooh, I knew that was going to be the case. All right. It's one card that wants to keep coming out for Cancer. I'm telling you, it really does. Ooh, Cancer. Okay, let's go. We have a mixed spread, but for the most part, and I never like to say positive or negative, but for the most part, I see that you're really making it through the tail end of a lot of painful or hurtful situations in your life, or just changes and difficulties. I see you're coming up on the tail end of that, and there's a lot of things to still do, but I can tell that you will be getting there. So the next few spreads, as we pass some of these eclipses and get into the energy of the fall, moving towards the end of the year in 2018, I know you guys are going to be in an awesome place. And it just shows through the matriculation of the cards from past readings to now and even going forward. I have a feeling of what's already going to be on the books for Cancer. So Cancer, in this end time of August and going into the eclipse, you feel a little topsy-turvy. And what I mean by that is you feel a little off kilter, like you might not be able to do what you really want to do. You might not have the tools that you need to create, or whatever you have is just not working. It's almost like you ever have a pack of matches and you try to light a match and it's just not lighting. You have the matches, you have the book of matches, it's not wet. You have the little scratch pad on the back to go ahead and light the matches, but it's just not lighting for whatever reason. So I feel like that you feel you have all of these tools, but you just don't have that magic, because I'm looking at the Magician in reverse, but I'm reading it in congruency with the rest of the cards too. So you may feel like you just don't have that spark, you just don't have that excitement, you're just not able to create and make what you want happen. But what you kind of have to do and what you're waiting for are certain messages, certain things, so that you can get clarity in your mind and sort of get that magic back. But the magic is in you. You have to discover it within yourself. That magic completely lies in you. But what's going on is, like I said, especially going into this eclipse, whether it falls in your second house of Leo or your third, there definitely will be messages that come to you, and they're gonna come pretty quick. And it's definitely going to let you know which course of action to take and which direction to go in. And like I also mentioned, there's a lot of travel. So maybe you guys are doing some soul searching, some traveling, some spending some time really in your thoughts and trying to get grounded and spending some time by yourself. And if that's what's going on, that is a good thing, because I see that the sun is here over this blessing, happiness, just living like a child, having that happiness of a child, and having those victories over all of your situations. Now, even though I have the Lovers in reverse in this spread and the Magician in reverse in this spread, once you get certain information, once you decide really your destiny and your fate, or things are given to you to decide it for you, you're going to be able to make decisions, stop juggling, and stop being at a place where you're indecisive, or you don't know which way you want to move or which way you want to go. As soon as you get that kind of information, and as soon as these things that are going to take place throughout the eclipse happen, you're going to be able to make some decisions in which direction to move. And the sun, it has been blessing your life. And if you haven't realized it, the sun is in this spread. It is in the past position, but it is going to carry you through the future to make you feel creative again, to give you what you need to be creative again. And fire signs, and like what I said, trust the universe, trust the brightness, trust the good things that are going to come. You may not see them right at this moment, but they will definitely be there. You may be dealing with fire signs and air signs. You could be dealing with any element, because all elements are in the Magician card, but you're definitely confused. I'm not sure what kind of decisions to make to lead the life that you want to live. But you may be dealing with some fire signs, or a Gemini, or another air sign. So you guys may be dealing with Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries, or you may be dealing with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So if you have some Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius friends, or some sort of mentor or something like that, it's good to talk through things with people as we go through this eclipse, and just take your time in making decisions. And that's what I said before I even saw what the cards were. Take your time before making decisions. And in the law of attraction deck, the card that I got other than the universe was flexibility. So things may change. Don't have your mindset set in any one thing. And when you hear certain things, don't think negatively, because they are very positive things, so that you can totally go into the situations that are for you into much brighter, positive, and better situations. As I see here with the Lovers reverse, there is a love, there is an attention that needs to be paid to yourself. So not to the other person, and not to this even third being in the card. The Lovers reversed is really saying that the only person that you need to see eye to eye with, and the only person that you need to work on right now is yourself. And you're almost at the end of that journey. Not end of the journey, because the self-realization and self-actualization, that journey never comes to an end. But you guys could have had a break in some partnerships, or you could realize it's really time to leave a partnership behind that it is not working for you going forward, and it's taking a lot of your energy. It's taking a lot of your power, and it's taking a lot of your creativity out of a certain person, relationship, or project. And you're going to get messages, and you're going to have experiences through this eclipse that is going to truly show you a different way to go. But you just have to be flexible. If you see that you need to change course, you just need to change course. If you see, you just have to be willing. I know Cancers don't necessarily like change. They like routines and to do some of the same things over and over again. But you're going to really need to be flexible and adaptable to change, because in this spread there are three major arcanas: the Sun, the Magician in reverse, and the Lovers in reverse. And although those two cards, the Lovers, are in reverse and the Magician is reversed, the Sun is still here to say there are very, very positive things on the horizon, but you still have to work through these changes and make some decisions. It's personal decisions that once you make them, you will be able to go forth. So you have to give people a chance. You have to get situations a chance. You can't be closed off, and you have to be adaptable and flexible to change. And the flexibility card says, I'm flexible and adaptable to change while I pursue my ambitions. And the Universe card says, the universe will show me the right path to take to reach my goal. And that's everything I've been talking about before even reading those cards. So if you need to, I feel like a lot of Cancers out there, you've been at a crossroads and you're coming through a crossroads, or because of certain information, because of certain things that come to light in this eclipse, you really know you need to take the time away to really think, whether you have to travel somewhere with someone or by yourself, to really pay attention to what's been going on and not think everything that glitters is gold, because it truly isn't. And you have some wonderful things that are right in front of you if you just make the effort and give people a chance. It says great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So if your soul and if your intuition is telling you to do things, you have to be flexible and step out of the box, and you'll see that your dreams will come true. Because in the John Holland deck, I did get dreams coming true, and that is one of the best cards in the whole deck that I could ever get, especially when you add it into this spread and what I see that is coming and going for Cancer. It's like you have everything right there, but you just have to make the decision to make the effort to choose the right things and the things that are best for you. Be flexible. Don't be stuck in any negative energy or any negative attitudes, and you'll see the universe is going to deliver everything you ever wanted, whether it's the relationship, the baby, the homes, the family. And I see a lot of this taking steps in my life. I just had to be open to it, because a lot of my life has been personal journey and personal fulfillment and personal realization on a spiritual and a soul level. But you have to be open to let other people in so that these things can really take place in your life and you can realize them. And the Dreams Coming True card is a number 9. So it shows you're right there at the pinnacle. You're right there at the realization. You're right there at the 10 of Pentacles. You're right there at the 10 of Cups. You're right there having it all. You just have to get through these the last changes and even some difficulties that may present. But a lot of the reason this may be going on, looking at the past life deck, I got the Knighthood card. So when I get the Knighthood card, that just speaks to me of in a past life, in a past time, and a lot of the energy that is contributing to a lot of things you have been through is because you have really been cold and cutthroat and really not a lot of emotion and not a lot of loving passion like Cancers are said to have. Cancers, the opposite sign of Cancer is Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. I always tell people It is very important to know your opposite sign and to look at your opposite sign and to be familiar with your opposite sign, because the opposite sign is just not what's different to you. That's the sign who has the characteristics that you do not have. They display the characteristics that you do not have, but that is also the sign that displays you when you operate from your shadow side. Now, for that sign, it might not necessarily be their shadow side. And when I say shadow side, I don't want to say it in a negative way, because a Capricorn, looking at it the other way around, a Capricorn being opposite from a Cancer. Are those shadow traits to Capricorn. So what I don't necessarily mean a lower level of energy. In this instance, I mean a shadow energy that you don't even realize that you may have. Cancers are said to be loving and open and welcoming and the mother of the zodiac. But the father of the zodiac, which is our opposite sign, Capricorn, they can really be, there are times when Capricorn can be cold, sort of calculating. They could be right to the point, not spare your feelings. They can be very unemotional and not show a lot of emotion and things like that. In their moments, when they don't, what they don't want to show, they do display those caring sides that a Cancer has. But that is not the Capricorn's overall nature. They're very to the point, very business minded. And you may have had a lot of this cutthroat, sword, cold, steel sort of energy that has led you to the place you are. But right now, you are going to open back up, and everything that can grow and be prosperous in your life will happen again as you let down your guards and let down your armors, because you don't and take off the armor, because you don't have to be that person in this lifetime. And I always like to read what the book says about the past life cards, because I really do feel like the past life cards are a direct link to why you go through what you're going through in this life, and to help you find your purpose and put you on the right path to this life, because like they say, history repeats itself, and you can't know where you're going until you know where you came from. So that's why I always find it important to actually read. I give my interpretation, but then I like to read from Doreen Virtue's book on the past life cards. So for knighthood, it says, once a knight, always a knight. You receive this card as validation of your inner knighthood. Whether you're a man or a woman in this life, you have the heart and the mind of a knight. Most likely, you've long had a fascination with tales and images of knights. You may collect knight figurines, decorate with knight-related artwork, and even dress up as a knight during costume parties. In relationships, and listen to this carefully. In relationships and careers, you've drawn to defend those who are weak and vulnerable. You may choose a profession that puts you into a guardian or protector role. It's essential that you only work for organizations that you fully believe in. As a knight, you're loyal to those who earn your respect. Otherwise, you're not happy. So, I know with Cancer, a lot of times it really is all about respect. We can like you or dislike you. You know what I mean? That's really neither here or there. But do we respect you? We really don't respect people unless you give us something to respect. So with the knighthood, it's a lot about having that armor on, playing that protective role, which Cancer's the role that the mothers do play. But it's time to kind of put down those swords and take off that armor. That energy may always be in your heart. It may be always in your being to play that protector. But in this lifetime, for the journey you're headed on, you really do want to open up your heart more. You want to take off some of that. Crabs are in the shell. They have a protective shell. So that's very fitting. But you have to lower your guard and let people in if you are going to experience the love and the connections in this life that you really, really want to experience. Working on yourself is great and all that's good, but you got to share life with other people. So just saying to think about your decisions, and as we come through this eclipse, Cancer, this is a big total solar eclipse. It's where the moon passes in a direct path, a direct line up with the earth and the sun, in between the earth and the sun, and it looks like it blocks the sun. So it really is a time to think about the things you want. Think about the directions you want to go. Let go of all past baggage, because the universe works everything out. Your dreams will come true. Your destiny will come true. Whatever it is that you really want to do, that will happen for you. It's just a matter of time. You have a few more things to go through, a few more things to work on, and then you will, and be flexible, be changeable. Don't be stuck in any attitudes, feelings, or ways. Be very, very open to what the eclipse is going to bring, and you'll find yourself in a much better place on the other side of the eclipse. Again, I had got some stones. I made a necklace out of one of my stones. I'll have these available on my website when my website gets back going. Some really cool necklaces so you can carry the energy of your stone with you. I wear these. I hold these in my hand because I really do like having my crystals on me, my stones on me, to bring me the energy and the clarity that I need them to bring me. For whatever reason, I'm carrying that stone. So guys, if you have a question and you want relationship advice, family advice, job and career advice, drop the comment below. I'll make a separate video in my advice column, or send me a message to tarothelpnow@gmail.com and I'll make a video for that. If you want a reading, I think the prices and the descriptions are down in the description box. You can click on those links, which will take you to PayPal. You pay for your reading. I get an email. I'll be back in contact to get your birth date and all your pertinent information for your reading. So Cancer, I hope that helped this month. I hope it helped with some guidance. There's a lot of fire energy here, and there's some air energy here. So just if you have those people in your life, just take a step back and watch how you're dealing with those people and your situations. Much love, Cancer. Until next time, happy eclipse. Deuces.